Hey, what's up, guys? This is JD Rich coming back at you with another One Piece video and discussion. Today, we're going to be talking about the next chapter. Now, I know the next chapter isn't out, neither the spoilers, but more so, we're going to be talking about the predictions for the next chapter. My predictions, your predictions, if you want to list them below in the comments. But in general, we're going to be talking about what's supposed to happen next, or what's expected to happen next, because last chapter was a banger. It was an absolute banger. Now, a lot of people feel that it could have been more action inside the channel, not inside the chapter, and I somewhat agree, but I think that the action we got was just like a taste of what's to come, because I still think that was pretty good. I didn't mind the action in this chapter, but I was more so following along the lines to the progression of certain parts of the story pertaining to specifically Dragon and him getting away with the twins, as well as Shaki and her state of being. And we got them both, man. We got Rayleigh going in and saving Shaki. Then we got Dragon saving one of the babies, the one that, you know what I'm saying, we love, Shanks. Not saying that we probably don't love Shamrock or anything, or even enjoy him as a character, but I was glad to see that Dragon at least got to save Shanks. That was basically his atonement for participating, you know what I'm saying, in this horrific game and setting this all up. But Dragon had no idea what he was doing. He was just following orders. This was probably his first assignment, if not second, or one of his many few first assignments, and it just happened to be this one. You gotta excuse me, I'm fighting a cold, you know? But what I want to talk about, like I said, the predictions is what's next for the Gods Knights. We see Saint Mafi here, and also the person, also remember, last chapter there was a person that she was talking to on her snail transponder. You know, this person that she was talking to was actually supposed to be the one they're supposed to be the caretaker of the boys' well-being. They're supposed to be actually looking after the twins, but they had to rely on Saint Mafi to go and track the twins down. You know, she called Dragon a kidnapper or whatever, and she was actually shocked that Garling would actually have kids, which speaks volumes to his character, because one, remember, when we saw Garling stab the mother of his kids, Shanks and Shamrock, when we saw Garling stab that woman, we all knew that Garling was a despicable human being, but to stab the mother of your kids because you think that you're about to have a new wife in Shaki by winning her in this human killing contest, come on, man. Then on top of that, it raises the question, why did you have them in the first place? Why were you okay impregnating this woman in the first place? Why would you, you know what I'm saying, outside of your celestial entitlement and noble, snobbish, you know what I'm saying, how can I say, demeanor to basically entitlement to what you have and whatnot. I could have worded that a lot better, but I'm just saying, why would you sleep with this woman only to stab her after she had your kids? And on top of that, what was it about this woman that interested you that much to be enticed by her? Because clearly there was something that attracted you. Maybe it could have been baseline her beauty, but also you got to look at this. What is it about this woman that is so, I guess, important, right? To where he stabbed her? Because there had to be of some, like, this woman has to be of some sort of significance. A lot of people were saying that Shanks' mom could be a Davy member. So we might see a Davy Celestial hybrid. I'm not necessarily against that, but I just don't see it at the same time. Because what I am thinking is she could be a D-Clan member, just maybe not a Davy member. I have no doubt in my mind that Shanks and Shamrock's mother is a D member. And she's not a Davy, but she is a D member. I don't know what family she could come from. That has yet to be revealed. But I have no doubt in my mind that Shanks and Shamrock's mom could be a D member. And Shanks and Shamrock are both Celestials and Ds. They're hybrids. It's just that one embodies one aspect of their family over the other. And the other, vice versa. So it's like Shamrock, we clearly see he embodies the celestial noblehood of his bloodline from his mother and father, whereas Shanks embodies the D-Clan lineage of his mother and not embracing the noble celestial hood of his father. And it's very poetically beautiful, for real, because one, you got twin brothers who are both hybrids of the D's and the Celestials, yet they both individually choose to embrace one side more than the other. So they're flip sides of the same coin. They're both hybrids. It's just that each hybrid chooses to embrace one side organically as their identity. One embraces the celestial noblehood, the other embraces the D clan, essentially. Because I believe that Shanks is a D. I believe he's a D, and I believe Shamrock is a D as well, but he doesn't claim that side of him. That stems from whoever their mother is. I don't think we can end this flashback without getting the identities of both Blackbeard's mom and Shanks and Shamrock's moms. We have to get that. Oda, you owe us that. You've shown us so much to not give us their names. I'm not even saying that you could give us their names in the next chapter, but somehow, sooner or later, man, I expect to see their names, something. And who knows, we might see a further flashback of Garling and this woman getting romantically involved. You know, them getting acquainted, how they met and whatnot, because I think that might be pivotal to this flashback as well. So, you know, we have to know this woman's name. And also, what would happen if the Celestials, the higher up Celestials, whether Gorosei or Imu, or even some regular Celestials in general, found out that Garling got this woman pregnant? Because Saint Mafi is just shocked. I still find this funny that Saint Mafi, not that it shouldn't be shocking, but still, Saint Mafi is shocked that Garling has kids. A prick like Garling, that speaks volumes to his character as well. Because think about it, who would want to have kids with a guy like Garling? So that tells me, man, this Garling, man, he put on a charming personality. Like, Garling put on a show to get this woman. Garling put on a whole different identity of himself to get this woman, because there is no way that this woman fell in love with the celestial noble tyrant Garling that we see as the prick stabbing her in the streets. This woman must have thought Garling to be some type of great or good man of some sort of character and notoriety, but Garling finessed that. But that's for later on in the chapter. I know I just went on a good tangent for that, but still, I just wanted to get that off my chest, man. We still have to find out about that. Now, in the next chapter, what we could see more of the God's Knights, of course. We could get introduced to either one or two more, because I still don't think, something in me says that Oda's not going to introduce all of them at the same time. They might be introduced simultaneously, one at a time per chapter, two at a time per chapter, if he decides to go that route. But we don't know. But it's cool that we kind of got Saint Mafi here, coming from the Satchel family. Now, will we get an explanation on these families? We could, but I think we're going to anyway. Not saying in the next chapter, but later on down the line, as we see that. I think the more chapters we get into, and the more we see the God's Knights get involved with the violence of what's going on and get involved with the battles, we may actually get a more organic approach to their background and family lineage, which I'm really looking forward to. You know, I gotta find out what other families that these people are connected to. So far we got the Shepherd, we got the Figlin, we got the Manmare, we got the Bavets. Now we got the Satchel, courtesy of Mafi. So, oh, and the Nosfero, I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Killingham's family, but I don't think we should really count Killingham back. Like, well, we can count his family being a family of back here, but yeah, we could count his family being a celestial family, definitely, because we got introduced to Killingham in the current chapters that are not in this flashback, like back to present day. So, but Killingham is not a God's Knight, or he's not shown in this flashback yet. He's not shown if he's gonna be around at all. But I've heard people say that Killingham could be the son of Saint Mafi. I've heard people say this. Now, the only thing that makes me question it or rule it out is the fact that they're from two different families. But who knows? It could be like he could have taken the name of the royal man who Mafi procreated him with. Like, he still would be considered some type of higher up as far as a celestial or God's Knight, you know what I'm saying, adjacent, you know what I'm saying, of course. But Saint Mafi, for the most part, just by the fact that they have different family name. Saint Mafi is Satchel. Killingham is Nosfero. I'm not even sure if I know how to say the family name yet, because it's just blanking on me right now. But Killingham's family, I know the name, but I just can't pronounce it. Killingham's family is not the same family as Mafi, because she's a Satchel, he's what he is. But what if it's a case where Saint Mafi procreated with the man who had that same name as Killingham, that same family name, and then Killingham was he was given his father's name, taken on. If he is the son of Mafi, I don't think he is though. But the families we got so far, I think it's kind of cool that we're getting more explanation behind these lineages and the knights who represent them. I think that we may get to find out how they were chosen to represent these families. If they were born into them or adopted into them, really doesn't matter to me, but this is who they represent. This is who they stand for, who they ride for, who they defend. So family is family no matter how messed up. And the God's Knights, you know, they're going to show us a different side of family as far as like the dysfunction goes of a family. Dark dysfunction at that. So continuing on, man, like we may get more God's Knights introduced inside the next chapter. Also, I'm predicting, I got a funny feeling we may actually see the first Roger and Garp, not the first, but we may see the first start off to introduce us to the fights between Roger and Garp, because you know Shockey is saved. Roger is telling everybody, hey, grab whatever treasure you can, and then we're gonna make a run for it. We got Shockey, because that's essentially what they were all here for. But what is gonna keep Roger on this island? Because we know that they don't just leave like that. We know for a fact they don't. Like, with a battle as legendary as this, what happened that made Garp Roger stay, not only fight each other, but also fight Zebek? What caused that? So, and I've been saying this because a lot of people have been getting on me for saying this, but I think it's going to be the death of Zebek's wife that drives Zebek to do something so crazy to where he ends up almost sinking the damn world or sinking the island. And it takes Roger and Garp to be like, yo, we can't let you sink the island. Despite them being scumbag Celestials, we understand you, but at the same time, understand this. It puts a bigger target on all of our backs, and it does more harm than good than to just slaughter a bunch of Celestials, because we're going to be no better. So that could potentially be how it goes. I'm just saying, in some way, shape, or form like that, not verbatim or word for word. But yeah, I got a feeling that we're gonna see Roger and Garp kick things off the next chapter, and we may even see Whitebeard still inside the mix. But learning that Shockey is now saved, what happens to the rest of the Rocks crew? Because I think that they might have a grudge and try to fight Roger. Like, think about that. Roger's crew, Rayleigh, Roger and his crew, they saved Shockey. So, Roger and his crew saved Shockey. So, what purpose do the Rocks Pirates have for being there outside of saving Shockey? The devil fruits and treasure, yes, but they were really fixated on saving Shockey. So, we may see some feuds happening right here between the top lieutenants of the Rocks and the top lieutenants of Roger, which I wouldn't mind, man. And the thing is, one thing that will slightly frustrate me is if we don't see Roger's crew fighting. Like, I want to see his, like, don't get me wrong, I'm itching for Roger to go one-on-one, everybody, like a one-on-one triple threat with Rocks and Garp. I'd love that, and we are going to see that. But I also want to see the crews versus the crews. I want to see what's the dynamic there. I want to see how the strength compares and whatnot. We have to get that. So that's going to be another good tangent that we may see in later chapters still that leads up to that, because this is still the introduction to the fights, the introduction to the combats, man, the introduction to the action, because it's been nonstop action. But now that the big dogs are actually here, you got Whitebeard clashing with Roger, as we see. Now that they're here, this is just, opening up a love letter at this point for the fans, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment, man, a very beautiful moment. So what else could we say? I'm trying to think what else could possibly happen in this next chapter. We're gonna see, yes, now that the Roger Pirates are actually now that Roger is saying to his crew that he wants them to pull off the island, get whatever you can, and then evacuate. We may get to see Dragon stowing Shanks on Roger's ship somehow. Somehow, some way, we may get that. We may actually get to see Dragon putting Shanks on Roger's ship, because Roger is thinking about leaving. He's about to, well, not thinking about, but Roger is actually saying that they gotta leave. They got Shockey, they came here, grab whatever treasure you can, let's get home. So we may see Dragon actually stash something here. It could be, it definitely is gonna be Shanks, but also, what is he gonna stash Shanks in? And the thing is, if he stashed Shanks in a treasure chest that was already found on Roger's ship, we could say that Roger actually gave the win-win fruit to Rayleigh, can't we? I mean, come on now. If it's not like, if it isn't found here, where else would it be found? Because that'd be crazy if Dragon's fruit didn't really come from the God Valley Island itself, locked away in a chest, but instead locked away in a chest inside of Roger's ship, like in his cabin or even below deck or whatever. Either way, Roger's ship will be a major factor in the next chapter, because I think that Dragon is going to use it to get baby Shanks to safety. So, what else could we expect? Rayleigh and Shockey having some more dialogue, possibly. You know, them getting along better on the crew. I predicted this. I still think the Kuja Pirates are going to show up. I still think the Kuja Pirates will show up, because something may happen to where Roger's whole crew may need to fight, and they don't have time to look after the ship with Shockey on it. So the Kuja Pirates may swoop in and they be like, "Hey Shockey, we heard you were here with all these pig-headed men. Do you need a lift?" Now Boa is gonna actually Shockey is gonna actually maybe refuse it, because she wants to ride back with Raysan. But then again, he may tell her like, "Yo, you need to go with your sisters. This right here, it's getting too hectic up here. I don't want to lose you like I almost did. Go." So she then will go to her sisters, and then, you know, they'll reconvene, whatnot, reunite, and you'll see Tritoma as the new captain for the Kuja. I'm very anxious to get introduced to the new Guys Knights as well. The thing is, which ones will he introduce? Because I don't think Oda is going to introduce all of them simultaneously yet. Like, not all of them at the same time simultaneously, but he will introduce maybe 1 to 2 more per chapter. It all depends. My prediction is we may see that sniper girl, the sniper girl with the cover hat. We may get to see her in action. We may get to see her, and she may be introduced as a man mare. She was excited to have Gunko on her crew or her team for the rabbit hunting contest. So I'll be very curious to get this sniper lady, this sniper Guys Knight, because I want to see what her abilities are. I want to see what more can she do, because it seems that she has quite a masterful control over observation hockey using the sniper the way she does. Or she could be just an excellent, superb marksman. Either way, I'm cool with it, man. She's becoming one of my favorite Guys Knights. Just her and that rifle. She's becoming one of my favorites. I don't know why. She just looks so cool, if it's a she at all. I think it's a she. The fact that I'm saying it, I don't know, man. But anyway, what else to expect? What else can we predict? Let's see. Big Mom, Whitebeard, and Kaido finally settling up with Garp, probably. You know, like I said, I think Garp is gonna enter this fight with Roger and Whitebeard. I think Garp may enter this fight with Roger and Whitebeard, and he may halt Roger's escape and leaving. So that'll be good to see as well, man. Yeah. That'll be very good to see. And then, on top of that, Rox and his wife and kid. Now, we may get, like, depending on how Oda chooses to flesh it out, we may actually get Rox's wife. Now, will we get a panel box? I don't know. We didn't get a panel box for Shanks' mom. Maybe they're waiting on that. But I got a feeling that Roger does get to his wife and kid. I got a feeling that they get to his wife and kid in time, but then something happens to where they may already be hunted down by Celestial, almost killed, or they may be back in Celestial custody. Who knows? With a childlike teacher at that age, I'd do anything to protect him. I do, like, you know what I'm saying? If it means I gotta sacrifice myself for my son to get protection or to have a chance at living life, living in general, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna provide that because my kid deserves it. So we got Rox going around here looking for Eris in the last chapter that just dropped, 1161. 1162, he might find her. I got a feeling he's going to find her, man. And I hope he does, because we could really use some joy right now. Don't get me wrong, I'm already getting joy, but it seemed like the characters are less joy. The characters seem less joyous around, like, you know, the character of Rox. He doesn't seem like the type to be in a celebratory mood to go plunder God Valley, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, this rabbit hunting game is taking place, and his wife and son may potentially be victims of it. So it is what it is at this point, man. You gotta just put on one J at a time, and you just gotta swag that out. You gotta take life by that foot and just keep on pushing and going forward. So we got more things to look forward to as far as the possible introduction of Rox's wife, but also seeing Rox go find his people in general. Because I think that whatever happened to Rox's wife is a big catalyst in what happened at God Valley. Yeah, I think that Rox's wife sets this thing off. And we may see an anger from Rox we've never seen on any pirate. However, that may take us 2 to 3 chapters to see that. Who knows, man? Who knows? So we got a lot to uncover. We got a lot to pack up. I still got to give y'all my aftermath thoughts on 1161. But these are my 1162 predictions. Also, man, I want to just touch on something real quick. Saint Mafi, she puts on a beam when she uses her powers or abilities. She literally creates a beam with her mouth. I instantly thought about the Pacifista. I instantly thought about it because I'm like, they cloned all these, right? They cloned all these, you know. And if they cloned all of them, could parts of Alicia's DNA be inside Kuma? Is that possible? I don't think it's possible. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think that, like, I don't think the Pacifistas in general are genuinely made after the likeness of Saint Mafi, obviously, right? Because they're all made in Kuma's image. However, that beam, I wonder if they took some DNA from Saint Mafi and then extracted it into all the big devil fruits. But we never know, man. We never know. So, you know, oh, and Dragon, like I said, we're gonna see him stuff on the babies and on the Oro Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That's, hold on now. One thing that I've been paying attention to, I don't think that Roger even has the Oro Jackson yet. That's what's crazy. I don't even think he has the Oro Jackson yet because Shanks is still a baby. I don't think Roger got the Oro Jackson until like maybe 5 years after this. 5 years or 7 years after this. Because if you remember, in the earlier chapters of Roger's flashback, when we see them go pay a visit to Fisher Tom, I think Shanks and Buggy are like 9 years old, maybe. But this may have been when Roger got the Oro Jackson, when he visited Tom. I don't think he had it in this chapter. So that's another interesting thing that I've been trying to point out and notice. But other than that, that's kind of all I got for right now. Oh, Captain John, I gotta finish this. Will we get to see him in the use of that metal arm? Will we get to see Captain John use that metal arm? And if so, will it be the display of a devil fruit in the way that he uses it? Because a lot of people are saying that he could be the father of Kid, not only the father of Kid, but the original wielder of the Jika no Mi, the Magmac fruit or whatever. I don't think it's far-fetched. I don't think it's far-fetched at all. I mean, it could be a doozy, him being his father, him not being his father. But if Captain John is Eustace Kid's father, damn, beautiful. Amazing, though. I have no complaints. I really don't. Really don't, man. So, you know, those are my predictions, I guess, for what the chapter could entail and hold. Those are just my thoughts, you know. Also, I guess I think we may see more God's Knights, but like I said, he may introduce them one at a time per chapter, two at a time per chapter, who knows. But I'm looking forward to that though. I hope he introduces the sniper, the sniper God's Knight next. I really do. I don't know. It's something about that God's Knight that I really like. I don't know what it is. I just like the fact that they're a sniper, and on top of that, it's just the smile. Their design is just badass to me. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm getting out of here. I mean it this time. This has been another discussion, another One Piece discussion from yours truly, JD Rich. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Let me know your thoughts and comments and predictions in the comments below if you want to. And if you want, like, share, and subscribe at your own will if you want to. I really want to know what you guys are thinking about this chapter from 1161 to the possibilities of what could happen in 1162. Because this is just a prediction discussion video, man. So I'm going to get out of here. And remember, a piece of life is life in one piece. Peace.